right now, it's important, especially in a pandemic situation where we all are facing such a turbulence, that it's important that it's time for us to contribute and give something back, because we all have these immense resource people around us, and we want to share this knowledge with each other. And Dr. Sunil sir is one such person, who can contribute his knowledge to his fraternity, and we can help each other and we can grow each other. And Nimbus, as I told you, we as a partner, we as a digital library solutions, we have solved so many issues as and when the research community came to us, and we are offering as a digital library itself. But here, it's important that we also tell the world that what are the possibilities that are available, especially in a condition like this, so that we can keep our knowledge flow a continuous one. Without a much of ado, I would like to introduce today's speaker with great honor, Dr. Sunil MV sir, who is the head academic administration and chairman Department of Library SDMIMD, to talk about sir's contribution, not just as a librarian or as an administrative head. I would like to talk about his research contribution to this field. He has also have authored many books. He has co-authored with many books. He has published articles in various national and international journals, and he has also published various conference proceedings, national and international conference proceedings. And mainly, I would like to talk about one particular his contribution, his book with Dr. N.S. Harinarayana. The book name is Managing School Libraries in the Digital Era, was implemented as training source for the in-service training program for Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. So that's the kind of speakers and the credibility that we want to bring to the platform, and we want to share this knowledge to you all. So we present you with great honor and great privilege to our participants today, and we're certainly looking forward for your valuable contribution to our webinar, sir. Before that, I will also talk about on a personal end. Sunil sir, Dr. Sunil sir was one of the first person whom I met when I came newly into the industry, and was enthralled with the kind of knowledge that he shared with me, the kind of inputs that he shared with me for digital library. Even today in our digital library, there are a lot of contribution that he has been doing, and we are deeply honored and humbled by his gesture. Without much of ado, I present to you Dr. Sunil MV sir, Head Academic Administration and Chairman, Library SDMIMD. Sir, the platform is yours. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Venkatesh. Thank you for the personal introduction, actually. Friends, good morning to you all. And my sincere thanks to Nimbus for the invitation extended to share my experience with the technology and the adoption in at SDMIMD library. And also, personally I thank Venkatesh and Karthi from Nimbus because they are the one who have pulled out from me from the my regular talks of my oriented towards the research methodology, research management tools, and publication etiquettes and other things. So they made us to share me what we have implemented at SDMIMD library, which has gained much of appreciation from the international accreditation bodies like EFMD, European Foundation for B Schools Accreditation, and also ACBSP. It's an American accreditation agency. And before the lockdown, during the last year, the National Board of Accreditation, NBA, visited the campus, and they have personally mentioned about certain aspects from the library where library has shared or being into the service from beyond the walls. Okay, so that is those are some of the features and initiatives which at SDMIMD library, which I'm going to share it with you. And my sincere thanks and personal note goes to Dr. Manju Nayaka, a librarian at Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai, because these initiatives are much discussed, debated, and it was like almost we thought like the hours together discussions which went on to this particular process. And yesterday also we discussed about this thing, and the culminated effort, or the complete effort, the holistic learning of this effort I am presenting today before you. Friends, just to share, like in the next 40 minutes, what is that I have want to share with you is, it's an outline. Just I want to say that, and let us discuss about what is that very word means, emerging technologies. We use it in as a simple phrased terminology as emerging technologies. What makes emerging technologies? Let us understand. Second, I want to share it with you, adoption of technologies for user management. How these technologies can be adopted for the user engagement mainly, and how we have to gear up for the technology adoption, how we have to mold ourselves, how we have to change ourselves, how you have to turn around towards the technology is the core thing. And finally, after attending these three objectives, we will push on to the discussions. Friends, it is understood that we have obligations as a library and information science centers. We have an obligation that we cater to the different users, okay, different requirements of the users, culture, and also we adopt the technology right from the typewriter to the latest to the augmented reality. Library has always welcomed the technology. We have never showed us back and say that no, we don't want. Even if it may be a WhatsApp or a social media, everything as and when the technology has emerged, we have tried to bring those technology for the library users. So with that note, I want to proceed with this. So friends, what makes emerging technology? See, emerging technologies are the technologies whose development and practical applications are still all largely unrealized. It means that it is in a test bed, it is in an experimental basis. It is not full-fledged in a way where we can say, chalo, this is the perfect fit for this particular service or a particular operation or particular management. So some of the technologies are which are in a test bed and it is partially implemented and it is in a trial mode. Those technologies, and which has a very good representation or very good appreciation from the users, especially the customers. When we say our library users are our customers. So when they have the appreciation from our library customers, then those technologies have been termed as emerging technologies. Okay, when I say emerging technologies, in toto, they may be implemented in certain way. Some technologies will fall back. Like for example, QR code. When we discussed about barcode technology, RFID technology, and other things, parallelly the other technology which we tried to implement is QR code, which was very much implemented. So friends, what are the emerging technologies in library in the today's life? So if I see to the technology which is currently bubbling up in the library scenario, these are the 9 technologies which gives much of a hits when you search through the Google Scholar. Big data, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, library book app, which is widely used in ebooks. So to have the bookmark for the ebooks, augmented reality, digital interface, drones. These are the certain technology which are widely seen, implemented, tested in the library and information centers. See, first and foremost, what we have to understand with pertaining to the technology is every aspect of technology adoption in library is the center of focus is the customer. The customer centricity is the focal point in adopting this technology. It is the first and foremost, we have to understand our customers, the intelligence level of our customers, the usage level of our customers, and of the reachability of the customers. So then only we can connect it to them and say, hi, we have this technology, why don't you use this? So this is how it becomes more relevant and connected with the users. So this is why we have to adopt the technology as according to the environmental changes. So friends, just to give 3 technology, due to the paucity of time, I have cut down almost many of the slides because I have only stipulated 40 minutes. So I have selected only top 3 technologies which is booming in the library field. One is Unstacked. It is an excellent tool, friend. For example, if you search on any author using with this tool, what happens is it will pop up all those books which the library holds on that particular author, and it give a good matrix type of image matrix, so that you can post it into your social media pages and other things, say that which is your favorite author. It may be a subject, it may be an author, it may be a particular terminology, or whatever it is. You can share this particular thing and say to the community, look, I'm into this particular reading. So Unstacked is the very good tool which you can directly adopt. And the second one which I wanted to use is IoT. So IoT is one thing which is going so many so making noise. Okay, one small video from the Germany where they have adopted IoT. I want to share this video.
We're here to finally unveil our beautiful Bookomat machine. So the Bookomat came into being when we really started to recognize that there was a need and an interest in having access to library services downtown. And when we started to do some research, we found out that we would be the first ones in the Pacific Northwest to have a book vending machine up and running for the public. If you want, scan your library card. You have to do it a couple of times, and it's kind of a nice feature because it means if you walk away, somebody is not going to be checking books out on your account.
See, this is how they have adopted the IoT, Internet of Things, for the issue and return of the books. It is almost like work as an ATM, where the book will be called and it will be issued through the machine. So this is what the IoT has helped in library. The second one which I wanted to show you is the augmented reality. See, augmented reality, where I think many of you have experienced the primer or the foremost experience which we have enjoyed with these augmented reality is the lenscard.com, where we can the software will take a digital image of your face, and it will keep on suggesting the frames which can fit your face, and also it will give the how we look. That is a very good thing. We need not to have someone to say hi whether I am looking good, bad, or ugly. So the augmented reality speaks to you. It says that how good you are, how good you look at it. In the same way that the same technology has been brought into the ebooks scenario, and this is how the ebook the augmented reality has been implemented, just for your information. Okay, see, it is not only in the Western countries they have adopted this technology. The augmented reality is also been implemented in couple of institutions in India. Let me share this particular video with you, which was developed by National Institute of Design in very recently. See, this is the one. They have used a software called libarray. Okay, this is the one. So he has searched for art of Asia. So the software has guided to the respective rack, and there he is searching on which is the most appropriate book. It has suggested to have this particular book. So you wanted to check for the other related books in this particular subject. And based on the same category, he finds that there are so many books available. And you want to check about the new arrivals in this particular category. So this is what it is. So friends, so these are the technologies, emerging technologies, not only in the Western countries. Some of the technologies are also implemented in India. But To what extent it will be succeeded, to what all it will has a sustainability in the market is the big question. So Michi, without much ado, what I will do, I will just move on to the Indian scenario and share five major things which we can adopt for the library management and services. Okay, and another five technological tools which as a librarian which you can bring in to engage your users, especially focused on the faculty and researchers, and also with the technology. What are those five technology which you can adopt? So in the next slides, next 10 slides, I will be introducing you five basic concepts or the basic ideas where technology can be adopted in a library scenario for administration and management, and also five tools which you can have for the user engagement. So how we have to gear up for the technology adoption? Hello. Yeah. So how we can adopt for the technology? The first and foremost, I used this to adopt a web-based and app-based technology. Friends, please remember there is no room for having the standalone software or the client server architecture software business in current scenario. If you have any software of that particular kind, or if you have any proposal of that particular architecture, please say no, because there is no room for such technology. Okay. The second technology is the social media. Be with the social media for connect and collaborate. Okay, I am not asking to bring social media into old service to the complete service. Be with the social media for connect and collaborate. The third one is please adopt software as service for your support time. As you all know, many of us are a one man army. We have a small team, and if you consider the professional and technology oriented person, we are the one who leads the entire library team. So as much as possible, please adopt or subscribe or bring the technology which has software as service model for your support hand. Okay. And the fourth one is the one word which I wanted to introduce in this particular talk is a social entrepreneur. See, entrepreneur is one who drives his passion. Social entrepreneur is one who drives others' passion. Okay, he has a drive to help others, he has a capacity to drive others' passion. So librarian should be a social entrepreneur who can drive the passion of our users. So that is how you can bring the technology. And the last one is adopt to think beyond the horizon, adopt to learn or think or experiment beyond the four walls of the library and the roles of a librarian. That is how you can gear up for the technology adoptions. So the first and foremost which I wanted to share it with you is library. Now library is not a center or the heart or anything, whatever the glorified words we used to say for defining a library. Now library is a social institution. We cannot say library is only for our own users. No, we cannot say, because library is open. Okay, the openness of the library will bring you credibility, will bring you footfalls, and will bring you recognitions. So you have to involve the community. You should be a meeting place when in the library, and support the teaching learning process. You cannot say I am not a teacher, I am a librarian, my responsibility is only to take care of issue and returns of books. No, you cannot say so. You are part of the teaching learning process. Okay, and it should be our profile, it should be a collaborative in nature. And the last and foremost which I wanted to suggest to the fellow librarians is plan the infrastructure and facility or services for 5 years alone. Don't look for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. No, please don't plan for such a huge long range plan. Plan whether you are planning for infrastructure or facility or service, plan for 5 years. With the developments going in the technology fields, friends, for every years there will be a demand for the new technology. So if you are planning, plan it for 5 years. So to have this social entrepreneurship, what are the technology you have to have? First and foremost, have a little bit of knowledge about Drupal, WordPress, or Plone, whichever the content management system you are very much fascinated. To have your own website, to have content management in place. Please be aware about online platform. It is not only attending the meeting. We have to know about how to conduct the meeting, how to organize the meeting, how to manage the meeting, how to record the meeting, how to have the etiquettes in meeting. So have at least 3 online platforms. Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft are the three which is going up in the online environment. At least have the basic knowledge about this. Have a complete thorough knowledge about e-learning platform, because on Moodle, we are the ones who have to share the rich resources which we subscribe, procure, or what they say, share to the users. The last one is designing tools Canva. Okay, because which this particular tool, you can create a wonders so that you can have a decent, a dignified, decorum-based presence on the social media. So please use Canva for the designing aspects of this particular thing. The second aspect which I wanted to share it with you from the library management is, library is not only a center, it is the center for centers. Okay, it is the center for centers, because if you have a NAC team or a NBA team, they demand the student interaction room. Okay, library is the core, which is space where we can have the student interaction room. Data visualization center, data access center, language lab, which is a prime requirement for any NAC or NBA. We can have it on library. Data support service, or the data management support service, is the core in the library. I am very much fascinated with Jiffy. Jiffy provides an excellent tool for data visualization. Please have a data support center. So it may be a subscribed database, online forums, open access resources through which we can provide the data to the users and to the faculty for their research and activities. Be with the online form, or be with the data providing option or the data management option with you. Finally, a language lab largely supports with Grammarly. It is an excellent tool which we have implemented. And Turnitin is a plagiarism checking software. And also there are many softwares are there with regard to plagiarism. Here, one thing I wanted to inform you. See, it is not only a responsibility of checking a document and saying that, hi, your document has 25% or 30% plagiarism. No, that is the first part of our responsibility. The second part of responsibility is, as an information manager, we have to say how we have to bring down the 35 or 45% of threshold to the 10%. Okay, that is where our role plays a major role. So that is where people start respecting you. So that is the one thing which we have to learn. The third one is archiving unit. See, way back where libraries are termed as library are the storehouse of knowledge or the storehouse of books. We have to act as an archiving unit. We have neglected to archive the intellectual output of an institution. For example, if you say annual reports of an institute brochure, newsletter, audited reports, photos captured in various events, videographed, newspaper clips, any other publications of the respective institution organizations has to be archived. And library is the center for archiving unit. Okay, so this makes you a more responsible, more elite in the institution. So the best archiving tool which presently I much adore and recommend you is Omeka. Omeka is an excellent tool which you can use. And the content management software Drupal and Clone supports heavily for the archiving of these things which can be used. The fourth point which I want to stress here is the research management center. As I told you, library should walk or think or experiment beyond the four walls of that. The main strength of the librarian is we know research, we know methodology of research. Okay, and we know what information plays a role in the research. That is our strength. So never ever lose that strength. Okay, so have that strength as a backbone and start be a research expert in your institution. So it may be research data archiving, use of data, promotion of the institution intellectual output, promotion of institution. And I will give a small example here. I experimented it at SDMIMD. Suppose a faculty publish an article in a journal. Okay, think you are managing a Facebook. Okay, and you are managing the institute website. Just what you can do is use Canva, put the faculty image, and also share the publication details of that faculty which has been recently brought out in a journal, okay, and share it in the Facebook. So Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, wherever which you are managing, okay, and it's a feel good factor. Believe me, he will next day, the way he look at you, the way he treat you, the way he look at the library will change, because you have given an exposure, you have given, he have understood his requirement, because he personally cannot say, hi, I have published this article, please congratulate me, because someone has to be there to say so that the library can play a role. So this is a small experiment which we did, and it is worked well. And the publication record management, archiving of publications, and analyzing institute intellectual output. The archiving of publication, if you take NBA or NAC or AICT or UGC, the overall publication of an institution is a prime data which is asked in any surveys or accreditation bodies. You should be the custodian of that. You should be the authority in that, in managing that. So the open source tool Vivo is an excellent tool which you can bring it. Or else, if you don't have the infrastructure and if you don't want to invest on that, be a part of IRINS, which is the initiative of Ministry of Education, Government of India, managed by InflibNet. Okay, Indian Research Information Network System. Be a part of that. Definitely, it yield a very good result. And the last one which I wanted to share, if they share it with you, is please be a hub of initiative connect. For the what I want to say, share it here is, see, whether it may be a National Digital Library of India or National Academic Depository or National Virtual Library of India or NIRF or Initiative of Government of India, please be the prime and the center there, so that you can adopt the technology, bring the technology, and say to the world, look, this is the library and this is what we play in our institution. And be a part of, and all these, whether it is a NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020, or the Science Technology Innovation Policy 2020, even though they don't speak directly about the library involvement in all these things, it entitles library to be part of this. So you are the main role, you are the key role in upcoming area. In the next 5 slides, friends, I want to share it with that 5 technology which I wanted to share it with you, which have been adopted and which has been experimented in the Indian scenario. The first and foremost is the discovery tool. Okay, the discovery tool has crossed all boundaries. It may be a type of material or common searching and display, multiple data sources, providing a Google effect for the search engine, or an integration of open source resources or subscribed resources, or use of mobile. It has brought in all these aspects on a common platform and given to you. Okay, of course, I have experimented with VU Find, Villanova University Find, but due to the lack of support staff or the infrastructure and other things, infrastructure pertaining to the IT infrastructure and other things, I couldn't able to take it forward, because it was consuming a lot of time and it is a tedious process. And there where we conducted a detailed study, and we zeroed down on Knimbus. Okay, and today all these aspects which I have mentioned above are those things have been carried out by Knimbus, and we have adopted Knimbus as a software as service as under aspect, and they are with us here in this particular situation. We are extending all our library resources into through mobile to our users, because they are connected through our Knimbus, and they are extending here. So if you want to experiment, these are the 5 tools: Blacklight, Villanova University Find, Extensible Catalog, and Franklin are the prime tools, digital discovery tools which you can do. The second one which I want to share it with you is Open VPN, virtual private network extended on a private listing. Of course, it demands some sort of a technology skill initially. If you can have a supporting hand from the systems department, it is easy and viable solution for the EVPN thing. The third one, which is much appreciated tool, is ThinkCheck Submit. Okay, please visit this website, www.thinkchecksubmit.org. It helps the researchers or the authors to identify the trusted journals and publishers. I am very sure many of the librarians might have faced this particular problem. People or the researchers or authors or faculty members come to you and ask you to suggest a suitable journal for publications. Okay, so at that particular time, this will be a hands-on tool where you can just hook on it and get a thorough guidance or the walkthrough about the trusted journals and publishers, and also the submission process. It has a very tools and practical resource, friends. And finally, the most important which I want to appreciate in this is it educate the researcher. It will not only facilitate, or it will not only lead the researchers, it educate the researchers about what is that process involved in the submission. Okay, that is the beauty which I appreciated in this particular tool. The ninth tool, which the fourth tool which I am going to present you, especially if any librarian from the engineering background is there, any engineering college librarian is there, please, you can use this particular tool, because Overleaf supports latex, and this is an excellent tool. Okay, Overleaf connects many journals and repositories, and it supports the publication process.
Sir, your screen has lost.
Sorry, your video has been lost.
1 second, I will reshare it. Is this, did you, I think we are done with this ThinkCheck Submit. Am I right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Publishing support. Publication support.
Yes, sir.
This is the one. Okay. So Overleaf is a one specific tool mainly recommended for the engineering colleges, because Overleaf greatly supports on latex. Okay, which is a software where, like Word, which engineers use because of the formulas and the tables and different images which they want to integrate. This greatly support, and Overleaf helps us to understand the publication process. It streamlines the publication process. And many publishers, including IEEE, if the publication process is followed through Overleaf, the chances of acceptance level is very high, because it has incorporated all the requirements of a specific journal guidelines, author guidelines. The last tool which I want to share it with you, friends, is first and foremost, you have to understand the first rule of social media is that everything changes at all the time. What won't change is the community's desire to network. Okay, because if you see, I have experimented and discussed with many librarians. Librarian is the one who can connect the alumni at large. Okay, because librarian is because many people say, if anything to be posted and communicated to the alumni, they suggest to post it on the librarian's page, Facebook page. Why? Because we are connected with our users in such a good manner. Okay, that is the beauty of librarian. Okay, so friends, but it doesn't mean you will jump onto all the social media tools. No, don't do that, because it will become very difficult to manage the social media. My submission is, please use major 2 social media. Okay, one on a professional end, that you can use LinkedIn, and one for your personal use to get connected, that is Facebook, which is very much popular. So these are the 2 social media elements, tools are the platforms which I greatly recommend to you. And this is what I have planned for you and I have presented before you. One thing which I want to say, at the end of every session, I have a common question which I want to answer. Sir, do librarians have a future? First and foremost, I want to say to the librarians is, please, please, please think beyond library and think beyond books. Okay, and think beyond library users. You should think for the community and think beyond your own roles and responsibility. Don't confine yourself for the roles and responsibility of a librarian and information scientist. Think beyond that. Okay, and think beyond boundaries. Be more than a librarian. This is what I want to say for our existence. If a librarian has a future, definitely. If your thought process, if your thinking process is out of the box, then definitely you have a future. First and foremost, what I want to say is, first and engage, enlighten, encourage, and especially just be yourself. Okay, Don't place yourself in somebody's shoes. Okay, don't try to become a software scientist when you started adopting the software. No, it is his job, they will do. Okay, so one thing is, it's a community effort. So, and these technology tools which I have shared with you, the top 10 tools or the top 10 features with that library management or services, are artificial in nature, because there is no human involved in that. Okay, the humanness comes from us. So the libraries can connect the people and information, more importantly, the other people. So the humanness in this technology is with the librarian. Okay, so we have to bring that humanness in this particular technology. That is how we can have our presence in the emerging technologies and be with the technology. So friends, these are the core references. I am sure I will upload to my Facebook page and to SlideShare, and also I will present it in my blog also today evening. You can download this particular slide. So this is what I wanted to share it with you, friends. I open the floor for discussion. Best wishes. Many thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was a lovely session. Thank you so much. Such a detailed session. Though it was a short time, you were able to present it and give a fair idea, give a detailed idea of what, as a professional, that we can scale up. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, your feedbacks have contributed to even as Knimbus as a library also, as you rightly mentioned, sir. Even through via mobile and through the federated search, we are trying to improve, and that is because of your thoughts and inputs that is making our digital library platform also a better one. Now, I would like to open the session for questions. If you have any questions to sir, please put it across, and you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question, and sir will be more than happy to address those questions.
This is Raghu from Hyderabad, sir, Vignan Jyoti Institute of Management.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a wonderful presentation, sir. I have been seeing a lot of webinars in this lockdown period, even in the last year and 2 days, but this was the one which I liked the most, sir. I congratulate you by providing a lot of tools for us. Basically, librarians have a lot of knowledge, but what you told is right. They have to come out with the unique kind of innovations. Then only we can sustain in this world, sir. Otherwise, you're gone.
Exactly.
Someday people will occupy us and we'll be nowhere.
Yes, you're right, sir. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice, what happens now, Prabhu sir? Someone will occupy our positions, and we will be looking at them. Okay, chalo, I have not, and I didn't change to my role. So instead of that, we have to change ourselves. That is the one.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Very good presentation, sir.
This is Karunakar. Sir, Sunil sir, it was a very nice presentation, sir. I want to know one small doubt about this one, sir, presentation, right? Regarding social worker fraternity, about social worker fraternity.
It's a really wonderful thing. I have a habit of introducing one single term in my presentation. This is the term which I have introduced in this work. So,
yes, sir.
Usually you might have heard about a term called entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, it means that a person who has a desire or a passion, he drives that passion into business and become an entrepreneur or a businessman.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes. But entrepreneur is one who drives the function or a management for others' passion.
Okay.
It means that our user will be having some passion, like a researcher wants to complete his PhD. A faculty wants to have a publication in a good journal. So it is their passion. Yes. For the user's passion, we drive them actually. We provide them the sufficient information, share the databases, provide the hands-on hand holding to them to achieve their desires or aims.
Sir, channel between user and the end user. Right?
Because we act as a facilitator.
Yeah.
Okay, so those people who work for others' passion are called as entrepreneurs. Okay. So we should, and librarian being a social human being, we think beyond library. Yes, I have coined this term social entrepreneur. That is what I wanted to convey.
It was nice presentation, sir, and I learnt a new term also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your nice presentation, sir. It's very nice. I am Senthil Kumaran from Central University of Kerala, sir. Sir, you have explained very well on that subject, sir. Sir, is it possible to find out how many students are downloading of e-resources, sir? Is it possible?
Yes, sir. Exactly. I think this is the question even I faced in my annual subscription meetings, sir, actually. Because if you subscribe to any journal or any tool, the ultimate question revolves around, okay, chalo, we are spending lakhs together on this particular product. How many are using? Okay, that is the classic question which every decision making committee or the authority will ask you for the financial implications. One good thing I noticed with take an example of Knimbus itself. What I generally do is I will ask Knimbus about the usage of mobile app and the usage of downloads through Knimbus on the local area network. So what I will do, I collectively have the number of users who are using on intranet, number of users who are on mobile app, number of downloads happening, and number of document search and the hits rates. These are the 5 elements I generally consider to give it as a report when I go for the subscription renewal. So when I justify these numbers and give a authenticated data to them, they feel that it is a value for money. So what they do is, then the subscription renewal or the subscription discussion will be a cakewalk for me. I appreciate your question, sir. Yes, many librarians are facing. So when you are adopting any tool or bringing any technology, ensure, as I told you, there should be a supporting hand to you. They should support the librarian and provide the relevant support services to the librarian. This is one thing as a support tool, you can have it as a criteria for selection of it.
Yes, there is an option to integrate copy leaks plagiarism also within the platform. Sunil sir said how
software is developed by you or separate software you are using?
So it's a software from they are from America, Manhattan, and CopyLeaks is an artificial intelligence enabled plagiarism software which we have been partnered with, and we are also, if that's a requirement, we will integrate that with the Knimbus platform. So as Sunil sir said, we can also do the plagiarism plays an important role in today's research work, and we can integrate that also. Even online classrooms we have integrated with this platform. So for Goa Institute of Management, we have integrated online classroom also. In a single ID password, they get library also, the online classroom also. So there is so much that can be done with the technology, sir. And as Sunil sir said, that we need to explore. We just have to think beyond the box, and we are ready to help you out with all that effort that we can be. It's possible from our end. So I guess now we have come to the yes, sir. Prasanna sir, please tell me.
Thank you for your information. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we have come to the end of the session, and my sincere thanks to Sunil sir. So we have also gathered some fan followers for you, and we are extremely glad that we started our webinar series with you. We are extremely honored and humbled to have you, sir. And I hope that we all had a great session with a lot of inputs, and I hope all the participants have got a takeaway from this particular session. And we are deeply enthralled with the kind of response that we have got from this session. And more importantly, I would like to tell you, we have put our Facebook and our social media links, Facebook, our Instagram links. Kindly like that page and be part of our community. We will be posting you a lot of webinars coming up every month with various eminent personality like Dr. Sunil sir, and we are going to give a lot of information about various. Maybe we will do an exclusive session on what is Koha and what is a digital library and how we can integrate these two. That also we can have an exclusive session. Watch out for the forthcoming events and webinars, and we are going to keep you informed on all our webinars. And you will also be given a certificate. The feedback form will be given on the chat box. Kindly fill in the feedback form, and the necessary documents related to today's webinar will be sent to you across your mails itself. In the feedback form, please put in your mail ID. We'll send the collaterals that sir used today across to you for your references and for your future endeavors. Thank you so much for joining us, Sunil sir. Finally, thank you so much, sir.
Kind of you. Thank you. Kind of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you, everyone, for joining us. And thank you. Sure, sir. And thank you to all the participants. Thank you for joining us. And my team, Knimbus and GIST, thank you so much for supporting us Though I'm been talking here, there is so much work going on behind in terms of chats and links, and I really thank you all my team members. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.